Pollution means it's generally defined as the addition of certain constituents to water, air, or land, which adversely alters the natural quality of the environment. Okay, that is known as pollution. So, if you have the presence of some undesirable constituents in water, air, or land that affects the quality of that, then it is known as a pollution. Okay, so from the pollution, from the definition itself, you can clearly understand what is pollution. So you have different types of pollution, namely air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution. Like this, you have different types of pollution. And in general, if you have the presence of any unwanted constituents present in the air, water, or land, then it is known as pollution. Okay, so earlier, before hundreds of years, the air that we breathe in, that used to be pure, and it used to be very fresh in nature. But due to industrialization, the concentration of the toxic gases that you have in the atmosphere, that has got increased. So when you have more toxic gases present in the atmosphere, then it can lead to different problems. So slowly, with the time, the air that we breathe, it has got toxic. Okay, so with the time, you can observe that after industrialization, the air that we breathe now, it has got toxic. But before, earlier, um, before hundreds of years, you can observe that the air that we breathe, it used to be pure and fresh. But now, due to different reasons, the air has got contaminated. So toxic gases that you have in the air, it can lead to different respiratory problems in human beings. Also, the rapidly increasing human activities like the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation, that is also an important reason for this air pollution. So if you think how this air is getting polluted, okay, if you think about that, then you can understand that it is due to different reasons. So one important reason is the burning of fossil fuels. So if you burn fossil fuels like coal, then the carbon in the coal gets converted into carbon dioxide. So you know that coal is one important fossil fuel, and coal contains carbon. So when you burn coal, the carbon in the coal gets converted into carbon dioxide, and sulfur in the coal gets converted into sulfur dioxide. So these toxic gases, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, it is released into the atmosphere. So when you burn more coal, then naturally more toxic vapors are sent into the atmosphere. So this, it will lead to different problems. But earlier, we had more trees, but now we go for extensive deforestation. But before hundreds of years, we had more trees, so the air can be easily filtered. If you have the presence of more toxic carbon dioxide vapors in the atmosphere, then that can be easily filtered using these trees, because you know what, trees, they take carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen. But now, due to the increased demand for land and other things, people, they did extensive deforestation, and due to this, we face different problems. So we have more toxic gases present in the atmosphere. So air pollution, it is due to different reasons. So now, if you can observe that people, they use more vehicles. Okay, each and every person is having some individual vehicles. So this, it leads to burning of more fossil fuels. So if you burn more fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, and all, then naturally it will lead to increased toxic pollutants in the air. Okay, so vehicle exhaust also, it's one important reason for this air pollution. Also, if you think about air pollution, greenhouse effect, it's one main reason for this air pollution, because during air pollution, you can observe that you have more toxic gases in the atmosphere. So if you have more greenhouse gases present in the atmosphere, then it can lead to different problems. The main greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, methane, sulfur dioxide. These are some main greenhouse gases. So when you have the presence of more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, then it leads to global warming and climatic change. So when you have this global warming, then it can lead to a melting of polar ice caps, and this it will lead to increase in sea level. So air pollution, it's a problem that is faced by all countries throughout the world. This problem it's faced. So in the recent past, developing countries, if you see, they are getting affected to a greater extent due to this air pollution. So India also, it's a developing country. So in India, places like Delhi and all, it's getting affected due to this air pollution. So it is believed that 97% of the cities in less developed countries, they do not meet the air quality. That is the quality that is prescribed by World Health Organization. So 97% of our of the cities in less developed countries like India. In India, if you take Delhi, Delhi and all, it's not meeting that required air quality, air standards. So if you take Delhi, Delhi is in the list of top 20 most polluted cities in the world. Okay, so it is in that top 20 list, and the air quality, if you observe in Delhi, it is very it's very poor. Okay, so due to different reasons. Okay, so that will be discussing. So due to different reasons, the quality of air in Delhi, it's very poor. In the 1990s, that is before 30 years, Delhi was the most polluted city in the world. That is, Delhi was the fourth most polluted city in the world, and many people in Delhi, they had breathing problem. So they face different breathing problems due to this air pollution. The poor quality of air, it is mainly due to the increased use of vehicles in Delhi. Okay, so when people use more vehicles, then it leads to air pollution. So the poor engine that is used in automobiles, that is also responsible for this air pollution. So after 1997, several steps were taken by our Indian government to stop the using of some commercial vehicles that is older than 15 years. Also the use of some less polluting fuels like CNG, compressed natural gas, it was advised. So if you have visited Delhi, then you might have seen some CNG stations in different places. So in Delhi, in different places, you have CNG outlets. It is compressed natural gas outlets, because the CNG, it's a less polluting fuel. Okay, so to stop the pollution in Delhi, slowly all vehicles, they are converted into CNG powered vehicles. So in Delhi, they successfully to handle this air pollution problem by converting all the buses to CNG powered vehicles. Also converting all other vehicles to CNG powered vehicles also, it will naturally it can improve the air quality. Okay, so now in Delhi, if you have visited Delhi, you might have observed this CNG outlets in Delhi, where for fueling different automobiles, they use this CNG power. Okay, so Delhi has become a model city in controlling this air pollution, and now our neighboring countries also, they want to try a similar approach. Countries like Bangladesh and Pakistan, these countries also, they want to try a similar approach. Other methods also, you can go for some eco-friendly cars, and you can reduce the emission also. Powered vehicles, and naturally you can reduce the emission, because these battery powered vehicles, it is completely pollution free. And if you see these battery powered vehicles, they use electricity. So this electricity that is obtained should be from a renewable source. You know that there are different renewable energy sources like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, like this. You have different renewable energy sources. So the energy that is, the electricity that is generated should be from a renewable energy resource. If you go for thermal power plants, then they use coal as a fuel for generating electricity. So if they use non-renewable energy resources, then it can lead to different problems. So if you go for renewable energy resources, then naturally the electricity generated is also it is considered to be completely pollution-free technology. Okay, because if you use coal for generating electricity, then once again it becomes a problem. Okay, so for that only you need to see to that you go switch over to renewable energy sources like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, and the electricity that is generated using that renewable energy source, that can be used to power some electric cars, and you can use that vehicles. Like that, now people think about some other technologies like the fuel cell technology to power vehicles. Fuel cell technology also, it's one very good technology to power some devices. Okay, if you take a fuel cell powered car, think about other technologies also.